Hey guys, welcome back to the only Carlton YouTube channel. Ugly Win FC, that might as well be what you call us now, because fuck, bro, we don't like winning nice, do we? We like making it hard and tough and ugly and then giving the supporters something to complain about. For me, it definitely was an ugly win, but we've also just won 7 in a row, so I don't really give a shit. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I don't think we played terribly. 74 to 72. It was a wet game. I don't know if you guys went to the game, but fuck, the weather was terrible. It was freezing, it was cold, it was wet. And then on top of that, with a rivalry game, do we ever really smash any of our rivals? When was the last time we've smashed Richmond? I don't like other than 2024, that game towards the end of the season, which by the way was a close game until like 10 minutes into the fourth quarter or something. Like it was still competitive, right? We just ran away with it in the end. We don't really smash them, and even when we were shit, right? Richmond never really smashed us. So, I don't think we played terribly. I think Richmond were there and they showed up. And we have this thing where we're not a complete team yet. I think people don't understand that. I don't think people that went into that game thinking we're winning by 80, 90 points and we need to for percentage by 10 goals and this and that, rah, rah, rah. We're a very good football club, don't get me wrong, because this is going to sound like this is going to be a contradiction to everything I've been saying the last 7 weeks. But we're not at that level yet where we should be smashing teams, where we're expecting to smash teams. I'm sorry, we're just not there yet, you know? And then again, with the whole rivalry thing, this isn't it. We don't smash Richmond. They just stack up against us well, kind of like how we stack up against Geelong well, no matter where we are on the ladder. There was definitely some negatives from the game. Don't get me wrong, but if there just wasn't enough to be upset at that game. Like I've seen people be like, I'm annoyed at that game. I'm upset at that game, and they've compared it to the Richmond win from round one. They're completely different wins, right? Realistically, that should have been a 20-point win. We should have won by 20, 25 points, but the umpires just had Richmond's dick in their mouth, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know how much they were paying them. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I don't condone match fixing, and I'm not accusing the AFL umpire committee of match fixing. I would never do that in my life. But something must have been in the air, bro. I don't know. Like, some of the calls, the deliberate call. I don't want to talk about umpires too much, and I never blame umpires, bro. Genuinely, I'm not that type of guy to be like, the umpiring shit, that's why it was close, or that's why we lost, but the umpiring was shit, and that's why it was a close game, because the deliberate call with Nick Haynes, I can understand subjective calls, like holding the ball, because everyone has a different perspective of holding the ball. What you think prior opportunity is, might not be someone else's view, and I can understand that, right? I can't understand how you pay a deliberate free kick when there is literally a person within 2 and 3 meters of Nick Haynes. Now, I don't know if they don't know the rules that they're officiating. And then I have sympathy for them because I'm sure the fucking AFL's telling them different things every week to like really crack in on, which is a part of the problem. It's a bigger problem that, you know what, maybe I'll make a video about the umpiring and how it's the worst it's been in fucking my entire lifetime at least. But that's unforgivable, bro. Like, how do you do that? First of all, the ball went over the line the first time he went over, and then he went back into play. That there wasn't an arc review on that, wasn't a score review on that. Even though if you look back, 10 weeks ago against the Adelaide game when we played Adelaide in Adelaide, there was like 5 fucking score reviews for it going over the boundary line on the wing. Brother, what's this, bro? That's just anti-Carlton propaganda, bro. Shout out The Sopranos. Anti-Italian discrimination. This is anti-Carlton discrimination. But I thought we played alright. I thought our backline held up well. I think the midfield kind of let them down in terms of like, it was just constant delivery in that fourth quarter towards the end where we weren't winning center clearance, and that's why it made them look a bit worse than they did. Locking down Tom Lynch with no Harry Dean or Jacob Wiedering, I don't know, I've seen some Richmond fan pages be like, oh, he's set to kick a bag, guys. Tom Lynch is going to rip Carlton open. Tom Lynch's Carlton supporters sleep paralysis demon. Fuck off, bro. But I'm not disappointed with that game. I thought some players did well. I thought Lockie Cowan was moving more up towards the wing, attacking wing, before Lewis Young went down and he kind of had to like fill in that hole in the back line. Shout out Lockie Cowan, by the way. Going back with the flight, bro. How courageous is that from a kid, 20 years old? Again, like similar to last week, this week it was the players that don't really stand up that stood up. It wasn't the Stars, it wasn't Cripps, it wasn't Walsh. We had no Wiedering, we had no Dean. Mackay wasn't really impactful at the game. It was players like Brody Kemp, who Brody Kemp has this thing, and I can't explain it, where he looks shit, right? He just looks really sloppy and off it, but then when you look back and reflect on the game, he actually played an amazing game. I think Brody Kemp just has bad moments. I think he's a solid player, but he just has really bad moments to where you think he's shit. It doesn't help him that he is considered a key forward, which he shouldn't be, right? But again, topic for another video. I think Brody Kemp played well. Frankie Evans is someone who, I haven't looked at the coaches' votes yet, but if he's not getting at least 5 coaches' votes for that game, I'll be shocked, because fuck, bro, that guy is a massive reason we won the game at all. Those 2 chase down tackles, the relentless pressure, the goal he kicked. He's getting touches around the ground too. He's getting involved in score. He is playing like the Jesse Motlop role perfectly. This is what Motlop couldn't do. And I'm not digging on Motlop because Motlop's my guy, right? 2022 signed Jesse Motlop Indigenous jersey. It's not even signed. I'm just laughing. I don't know why I'm lying. But we found someone to fill that role now where he goes up the ground. And all our small forwards kind of go up the ground anyways, you know. And talking about forward pressure, Taylor Byrne, fuck. Again, in another life, that guy's a debt collector. He's chasing money for the mob. He's cracking heads, but he's an enforcer. I'm telling you, in another life. I cannot talk highly enough of Taylor Byrne, and he's not even kicking goals, bro. I'm big on, like, our forwards need to kick goals, but the work that kid does around the ground, on limited minutes, by the way. All the younger kids had limited minutes, you know. So, like, Taylor Byrne had around 50-60% time on ground. Billy Wilson, 50-60% time on ground. These players don't play full game time, and they're still doing what they do, you know. And again, I said this a couple weeks ago, football is moments, right? From watching the game live and then rewatching it, Taylor Byrne is almost in every single big moment. He's around the play in every single, like, pivotal moment of the game on 60% time on ground, you know. Like, he's not getting a lot of it. I think he had 12 touches for the game. He's not kicking goals, but he's there. It's a presence, you know. It's very rare to be like that. It's such a compliment on the kid that he's like that at this age. Fucking 5-6 AFL games into his career, maybe a bit more now. You know, and same with Billy Wilson. Like, Billy Wilson, I didn't see this from Billy Wilson. I thought Billy Wilson, honestly speaking, hand to heart, I thought he was a bum. I thought, like he's gonna get delisted at the end of the year. You know, I think we re-signed him last year, and I was a bit iffy. I was like, Charleston's right there. You know, why are we doing that? But looking at him now, he's a kid that plays with such confidence, and he's like, it reminds me of Saad. Do you remember how exciting it would be when Saad would run off from halfback into the corridor? You know, the crowd would get going. Billy Wilson has that same trait, you know? And then, of course, George Hewitt. I mean, oh my God, bro. Fucking 6 weeks ago, this guy was shit in the VFL, and we all bought it. At least me, I can put my hand up and say I bought into the hype. Where it was like, oh, you can't put him and Cripps in the same midfield. You can't do it. They're too slow. Hewitt can't kick goals. Cripps can't kick goals. You know, it's like, you can't do it. You can't play them both in the same midfield. Egg on my face. Fucking, I apologize. I solemnly swear I apologize to fucking George Hewitt, bro. Because what a man. What a man. 2 goals, 26 touches. Bro, he's kicking goals. If I'm not mistaken, he's kicked like 7 goals in the last 6 games. Maybe more. 8 goals in the last 6 games. He's kicking... I don't understand how he can make that jump at 29, 30 years old. Because he's never had goals in his game. He's never kicked goals in his career, bro. And he's adding to his game under Fraser already. You know, like, we punish teams, bro. We score off turnover, brother. We score off turnover. We're 3rd last in the comp from scores off center clearance. And we're like top 2, top 3 for scores off turnover. We punish teams. Which is why I can excuse the odd loss. Not even lost. We haven't even lost, bro. The odd, like, close performance against Richmond, against Essendon, you know? Because, again, when you lay with dogs, you get fleas. When you play teams like this, they kind of drag you down to their level. Now, the Essendon game, it was 100%, you know, example of that. But this Richmond game, I felt a little different. I thought Richmond just gave it to us. I didn't think Richmond played bad. I didn't think Carlton played bad. I think Richmond just brought it to us, you know? And it's hard to match a young team's hungry energy like that. I'm not concerned at all. I know some people are concerned and be like, oh, Hawthorn are going to smash you now, you know. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of a team in the comp right now, you know. Every team's going to have close games. Every team's going to have games that the momentum didn't really go our way a lot. The umpires fucked us. We still find a way to win. That's what elite clubs do. That's what good, flag-winning, 7-in-a-row club, generational clubs do, all right? They find a way to win, and we found a way to win. Now, you might watch this and be like, oh, this kid's fucking delusional, and, you know, he's jumped on the bandwagon. First of all, I've been here. I lived through the Bolton era. Fucking longer than 6 years, bro. 10 years, 11 years. I lived through the Bolton era. Alright, don't ever say I'm jumping on a bandwagon. Second of all, fucking oath, I'm jumping on this 7-0 bandwagon. I waited 2 months for a win. 2 months we were losing straight from round 1 to round 10. We didn't win a game. And now we won 7 in a row, and now you're gonna tell me I can't celebrate a win? Fuck off, bro. You know? I think a lot of us, we have like PTSD with Carlton. Even when we're winning, we can't be happy. Bro, just get around it. Just live in the moment. Because how often do we go 7-0, you know? And I'm not asking you to be delusional and just support the club no matter what, you know, because there was some bad things from that game. If I could name one bad thing, I think Jack Eisen needs a rest. I think Jack Eisen's just half a second off, which isn't a lot, but when you're playing against, you know, AFL players, elite, high-level sport, it's a lot, you know, you can see it. I'm not digging Jack Eisen. I think it'll be very similar to what Taylor Byrne did. have a couple weeks in the VFL, come back, and you'll be ready, like you'll be hungry again, you can brush up on your skills in the VFL. I don't know why Carlton supporters think the VFL is like the gulag, where you send players to die, like they still play footy there, and arguably it's a lot more fun. There's not much pressure, playing its worst teams. But yeah, if anything, I would drop Ison for Moya. Moya had a good game, and if it were in a perfect world, I would want Moya to string together a block of games, more block of games. I really think Moya is the most talented player on our list. Based off pure talent, I think he is the most talented player on our list. Guy can kick left foot, right foot. He's this weird 188 centimeter size, where he's not tall, but he can still jump and outmark you, but he can also beat you at ground level. There's so many things going for him. I just wanted to break into this team and really take it seriously, and I trust him under Fraser. I trust a lot of players under Fraser that I didn't trust before, which is why I want some of these other players that haven't had a chance to play it. Like Campbell Chester is one that I really want to see in this new system. Liam Reedy's another one where he might be flat-footed and slow, but fuck, give him a go, bro. See how he goes, But again, we're in this position now where we're making wild cuts. I don't want to fuck with the team too much. You don't want to fuck with a winning system, right? If we're winning, just keep it going. Ollie Hollands was an interesting one. I didn't really see him a lot. He had a pretty quiet game, 13 touches. A lot of it was in the back half. So obviously he's playing the defensive winger role that Akers did. Ollie Hollands is obviously a defensive winger. He's not really pushing up, kicking goals and whatnot. But again, I'd give him time as well. But I just got to give these kids time, it's too early to make the call on Hollands being like, oh, no, drop him for Akers. Or you got to give players blocks of games, right? And the perfect example of that is Wade Dirksen. Look how fucking calm and composed Wade Dirksen looks. Now that he's got a block of games under him. He hasn't even played that many games in a row. I think 2 or 3. But that's all he needs, just 2 or 3 games in a row. And look how much more acclimated he looks to the environment. Look how much more composed he is, rather than early in the season when we bring him in for one game, then drop him the week after, and then bring him back in a couple of weeks, and we're doing that. Our backline, again, they leaked a couple of goals, but again, I put that on the midfield because our midfield wasn't the best on the night. Cripps and Walsh, they were okay. They were quiet to their standards. They still had good games, but dude, because they're so good, their standards are high. Yeah, so it wasn't like the greatest of games. Cripps had 25 with 40% efficiency. Walsh had 22, which is very, very quiet for him. But again, other people stood up. Next man mentality, which is why I'm like, bro, we're winning the fucking flag, bro. That's why I'm so confident on winning the flag, because we're winning in ways that we don't win in. We're winning different ways every single week. The opposition will bring it to us, and we'll slow the game down, and we look so mature and calm and collected and connected as well, brother. It makes me so happy watching this football club. I'm proud to be a Carlton supporter, bro. I'm actually wearing Richmond colours right now, which I've just clocked. I don't know why I've decided to do that. Maybe I'm just mocking them subconsciously. There you go. But I don't know, man. I'm proud to be a Carlton supporter. I'm proud of my football club, which I think is the most important thing. I think everyone needs to be proud of this group, because the first 10 weeks, we gave it to them. I gave it to them. I called them quitters. I said they're soft. I said they're mentally weak. And I stand by everything I said, because the first 10 weeks, they were everything that and probably more. Now that they're up and about, how can you deny this? How can you deny giving them praise? How can you deny what we're fucking seeing in front of our eyes, bro? This is a generational run. This is better than 2023, right? 2023 was fucking incredible. But this is better. And I'm telling you, I'll die on this hill. This is a better run than 2023. It's a big test, especially against the Hawks now. Our next 4 or 5 games will be hard, and we'll see exactly where we're at. But regardless of whatever, bro, these players went through hell in the first 10 weeks. I can't imagine what it was like for the new recruits, like Ainsworth, Hayward, Florent, coming in from different clubs, especially Hayward and Florent, who didn't really, from what I understand, didn't really want to leave Sydney. They were kind of pushed out. And they've had to move into state and come to our club, and we're shit. We're losing games terribly. The fans are giving it to him. I gave it to Hayward. I was like, fuck, bro, he needs to be dropped. Because again, everyone in our club, there was no excuses. There was no one safe from criticism the first 10 weeks. And that's how I am, because I'll never lie. I'll never, ever say anything I don't believe in. But also, I think it's important to be... People complain about rose-tinted glasses and rose-colored glasses supporters, but I think some people also just have black sunnies on and can never be happy. Fuck, bro, how can you not be happy with this run? I understand it wasn't the prettiest win against Richmond, but it was a win. And a lot of things went right that game. I know some things didn't, but again, it shouldn't have been a 2-point win. It should have been more, but the umpire shafted us. There wasn't red flags for me. There wasn't anything I saw from that game being like, oh, now we're in trouble here against greater teams. Because, again, bro, shit happens, bro. You will play a game and lesser teams will give it to you, It just happens sometimes. But the difference, and I said this before, difference between bad teams and good teams is the good teams find a way to win. And we just keep finding ways to win. And that's all I give a shit about, bro. You know, like let's say, hypothetically, bro, we win our next 3 against Hawthorn, Collingwood, and whoever we play after that. Next victim. You think people are going to be looking back at the Richmond win being like, nah, you know, we only won by 2 points, I'm not convinced. Fuck off, bro. No, they're not, brother. Because they're not. Just get up and about. That's, you know what, I'm going to end the video on that. Because honestly, the game, there's not too much to talk about. I thought we played well. Ugly win, definitely ugly. Definitely could have won better, but we won. And at the end of the day, 4 points is 4 points. But just get up and about, bro. Please get, because again, the difference between us and the rest of the teams in the top 8, or even the top 9, is us. Like, us specifically, Carlton supporters. Because fuck, but when we're up and about, we're scary as. Like, I can't imagine what it's like being an opposition supporter playing against Carlton. Because we're loud, we're rowdy, we get behind them, bro, you know, and the players channel that energy. And it's the biggest difference. It's our biggest fucking strength. It's our point of difference between all the other comps. Collingwood have it, I agree. But Richmond and Essendon are the only other 2 that have it. And they're out of the 8. They're fucking bottom 2, bottom 3. So they can't be there in finals. But we can. And we definitely are. I've never been more bought in my life. We may never lose again. But yeah, no, I think it's important because they will, unfortunately, I know you guys are going to hate me saying this, there will come a time where we lose. Right? We're not going to win 18 games in a row. Maybe we can, you know, maybe we can. But it's just very unlikely we win 18 games in a row and win the flag, all right? There will be a time when we lose. And you will look back at this fucking generational run of 7 in a row and be like, why didn't I get behind them? 100% you will. This isn't about footy, bro. Looking back on everything in life. Enjoy living in the moment. That's what I'm doing. Fuck, I'm loving life, bro. You know? If you guys follow me on the socials, you'll see that I am loving life right now. You know? And it's the first time I've loved life this year. I'm enjoying myself proper. I think everyone else should too. You know? Like, it's very rare that we win games. Again, when do Carlton win games, bro? When do we go on winning streaks? We don't. We have the longest, neither free or lost. We have the longest active winning streak in the competition, bro. We're in the 10. We're 10th, bro. 9 weeks ago, we all wanted to die and trade our players and blow up the club. How quickly shit can change, and I think, don't let it pass you. Don't let moments like this pass you. Not in football, in life, bro. There you go, fuck it. Philosophical lessons with only Carlton, bro. I know I'm 20, but I've lived a lot of life. Trust me, bro, I've lived a lot of life. But yeah, no, I don't know. We're winning the flag. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you're new around here. Subscribe if you're new around here too. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. We may never lose again. Hawthorn, they be shitting their pants, cuz. We may never lose again. See you guys in the next video.